Yo, I'm back, bitches.
I would rather die first, Angela.
Get that bitch, Leatherface! Get that bitch!
And I actually teach a technique that's called, uh-oh, my dark side's coming out. And the way I usually do it is something like this. Please don't take their bones. I like the bones. I use them for food. And it gives me energy to eat more bones.
Was there an activity or a hobby back in the day that you used to do? And then went so long without it, you don't know if you could do it again, but out of nowhere the bug bit you, and you came back to it, and it went well. Oh, such a good feeling. And no, I'm not talking about this podcast, though. I am back after like 6 months or so. Life was crazy. Now I got a whole shit ton of things to do, things to plug. We'll get into that later. I'm talking stand-up comedy. Now, I had not done any stand-up in any way, shape, or form since before the pandemic hit. As soon as it was a thing, and they're like, hey, do not gather, I was like, I'm staying the fuck home. Comedy on the back burner. But I was stopping into my little favorite local hangout spot, and their entertainment for the night couldn't make it. So we just went on the fly. I did about a half an hour of hip-hop, and then said, fuck it. I'll hop on there. I'll do what I remember. I'll bullshit in between the jokes. It'll be fun. And I did it. And I didn't fuck up. And I got laughs. And it kind of just made me think, maybe I'll do this from time to time. Maybe I'll give it one more go. Because, I didn't fail at it. I didn't get disgruntled by it. I just didn't want to be around crowds during that point in time. And then every place that I could have done kind of fizzled away. The people I knew kind of fizzled away. And now it was completely unknown to me.
But for at least one night, I was up there talking about dead dads and wanting to fuck Mystique from the X-Men and 6'5" hairless oiled dudes named Leslie. It was great.
I think one of the more important things that I picked back up after years of not doing it is booking shows. Because when I stopped doing this podcast originally, it was because I was trying so hard to do this, but I wasn't confident in it. At the same time, I picked back up booking shows, which at that point, besides my own headline shows with Bars Over Bars, I also haven't done that in about 6 years. So it was crazy to finally step back into that. And the first show back for Just Plain Filthy was not good. We had a lot of things at play. Some of it might have been my fault. A lot of it was weather's fault. We had a snowstorm, had to postpone it. A lot of people couldn't do the secondary date. They dropped. Wasn't a lot of advertising. Showed up, played for each other. It was fun. It was sad. But I learned. Second show. Place was packed. Merch was sold. Drinks were flying. Show was awesome. That show alone got so many people interested in upcoming Just Plain Filthy shows and upcoming things Kill Murray is a part of, that we ended up securing a show July 10th in Lowell and August 28th in Manchester, New Hampshire, both of which I will plug later on because, I have to. It's something I'm very proud of, and I want to tell you about it. But it domino effect to all that shit, and we're even toying with the possibility of a Filthy Fest sometime next year. So hopefully momentum keeps going, people keep jumping on board with Just Plain Filthy, people are interested in this, and they show the fuck out, because what we have planned is 10 to 12 hardcore bands, 10 to 12 hip-hop artists, 2 rooms, 2 sound guys, all day. It's gonna be fucking great if everything works out. And it fucking better work out, or I swear to God,
I will cry.
So now that I've caught you all up to speed of what I've been working on since the last episode months ago, which I'm sorry for dropping it off, but life got too hectic and I didn't know how to juggle things, you know, with ADD, ADHD, all those A's and D's and H's and D's. I have my fingers in so many different pies, but I also don't know how to manage it and also don't want sticky stuff on my fingers. But since I want this episode, the comeback episode, to kind of just be an embodiment of everything I love, all in one episode, and then we'll figure out where the fuck we go from there, I want to do one thing, and that is cover a topic that I fucking love. I want to talk about top 5 slashers that are not the big ones, but like, still really fucking good. I know that's not a brandable fucking tagline, but whatever. Fuck you, it's my show. I love slasher movies. What I don't love is how when you talk about slashers, the only ones anybody ever knows is Scream, Jason, Freddy, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and like Halloween, and that's it. Nobody ever dives deeper under the surface. And there are some out there that are just, chef's kiss. And I want to spend this next however many minutes talking about those movies. Before we go into music, I want to talk about those. Horror movies are a passion of mine, and I would kick my own ass if I didn't do some sort of horror movie thing in the comeback episode. So let's fucking go. This is in no particular order except for number 1. For number 5, I'm gonna go with the movie Intruder from 1989. I mean, there's so many pluses on this. The setting in this, the quotability of this, the cameos in this, some of the kills and camera shots are just incredible. There's so many things to like about this. I mean, it takes place in a closing down grocery store. It's about to go out of business in like a month. So of course, a lot of the things that you would see in a grocery store and in the back room working at a grocery store are implements of death. Looking cardboard and trash baler, meat hooks at a butcher shop, meat slicers, and a couple just good old stabbings. You know, we gotta keep the classics in there. If you can make it through the first like 5 to 10 minutes with like all the relationship drama between two of the main characters in this movie and how awkward and unsettling it is before everything kicks into the story, you will be heavily rewarded. It is fun. Once again, it is quotable. The amount of times that I just go, it was a Hamilton Beach blender. All the time, just because I fucking love that character. Or I just bob my head like Ted Raimi while he's cutting fruit. This movie made a huge impact on me. I've watched it maybe 15 times now. If you can persevere, that's the word, through the first like 5 minutes of awkwardness, you'll have a great time. Number 4, in my opinion, has got to go with Night of the Reaper. I believe this is a Shudder exclusive. And it's very much a slasher meets cat and mouse game. Story is a babysitter gets murdered who is watching the kid of a police chief. Years later, new babysitter steps in. Killer tries to do the same thing, but nope! You fucking dummy! Ain't gonna work this time. It's supposed to be set in the 80s, and like everything as far as like the decor and the cars shown and like the things that they use in the movie and the way people are acting and all, even like police officers and stuff, very, very 80s. My only grievance with this movie, and you might not give a fuck, I give a fuck, but the only thing I did not like about this movie, only thing, is that the camera work looked too new, and I didn't believe that it was the 80s. Switch that shit around, goddamn, you got like number 2 or number 1 on this list. Easy.
I loved this movie. I don't remember if it's a Tubi original or a Shudder original, but if you find it on one of those, watch it. Nobody's talking about it, and that's a fucking travesty because it should be talked about. It's called Night of the Reaper, and it came out like 5 years ago, I believe. It's incredible. Number 3 is a movie that I tell all of my friends that love old school slashers, I tell them to check this out. It's Tom Savini's work. It's a slash fest. There's very, very believable special effects in this. That's enough to get people in. But the story is really, really good. The acting is really, really good. And I like the fact that it's very much like Scream in like the getup wise, because you put a hood over somebody with the ghost face mask, it could literally be anybody under that mask. When you look at The Prowler, that's the movie The Prowler. He's just dressed in all like old school military garb, just a black fabric mask over him with like the commando pants and the tactical jacket and stuff like that, and he kills with knives and guns and pitchforks and all that shit. It's believable that it could be anybody, and until you fucking find out who it is, you would never believe who it is. There's a scene in this movie where the actor just fucking wung it and took liberties into his own acting for the scene, and it made it one of the most effective but classic kills I have seen. I want to tell you about it, but I want you to watch this yourself. You'll know exactly what I mean. It's very close to the beginning, maybe 10 minutes in. But The Prowler is crazy, and it's so good, and it starts off with a bang. There's another bang in the middle. There's a bang at the end. Literally, a gun goes off, and I can't say enough good things about this movie. Number 2 would have been number 1 if it had the cultural significance of number 1. But it's equally as good in its own right. And people just don't know it. Or they fucking hate foreign films or non-English films. Bigots. But it is a Spanish slasher film by the name of The Last Matinee. It takes place in a movie theater, a big classic cinema that is going out of business. This is the last showing that they are having. It is the last matinee. So of course, all the people who grew up here, all the teens that like to spend their summers or their time off at the movies come here. Some kids who are not supposed to be at the movies to see this particular movie, they sneak in. And so does a killer. A very, very gross, unsettling looking killer where everything he touches just seems kind of greasy, possibly sticky. Ugh. This movie, though subtitled, has incredible dialogue. There's multiple stories being woven throughout this. The kills are incredible, and I will spoil one of them for you right now because it is possibly one of my favorite kills in a slasher film. They prop open the door for the person who works there to leave outside to smoke and not get locked out of the building, since it's their last time that they can be in the building for fucking work. Then the killer sneaks up behind him, opening that door because it is left open. As the guy is taking his drag of cigarettes, puts his hand over his mouth, slits his throat, and all the smoke that he just inhaled oozes out of the neck wound and into the air, and drops dead, curdling on blood. God damn, was this well done. It looked cool. It was acted beautifully. The idea was great. I fuck with it heavy. And a fun fact for all the movie fans here, the ones that like the deep cut shit, the killer in this movie is played by Ricardo Ailes, and the movie that they watch in this film at the theater is a movie that he directed. So that's a little fun thing. Thought that would sprinkle that in there for you. But time for number 1, and I don't think you would ever guess what my number 1 is unless you've talked to me semi-recently, because I watched it like a couple months back. But my number 1 is Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas, because this has it all. It's got a great cast, great acting,
great dialogue, horrific kills. The fact that they don't really ever show the killer. They make sure that you feel like they finally found peace. They caught the killer. Everything is okay. And then in a fucking G move, the most gangster shit ever, the best possible decision they could have made, they end the movie with such false hope of safety that as they pull away and even roll the fucking credits, that phone rings. And you know it's not like a friend or somebody. It's the fucking killer. He's still out in them streets, dude. Ugh! Such a baller move. This has everything that I like about every one of the films listed. But there's cultural significance. There's fact that nobody did these things before this film. There's that suspense at the very end, an overwhelming feeling of dread, and then just adding that into the comfort at times of the fact that it all takes place around Christmas, and you're supposed to feel jolly and safe and full of love, but you get none of that. Black Christmas is easily the best slasher film not named Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, or Scream. And I will fist fight somebody in the parking lot if they have something to say about that opinion. So, man. I just rewatched all those movies pretty recently and watched The Last Matinee for the second time 2 weeks ago. And they still hit me just as hard as the first time that I watched them. And then I also watched the movie Time Cop for the first time ever. My wife wanted me to watch more action films because I never fucking do that. And then I was like, I watched Time Cop. And she was like, why did you watch Time Cop out of any action movie? I was like, I don't know. The guys from Deadlock podcast like Time Cop, so I wanted to check it out. I kind of wish the Jean-Claude Van Damme from 1994 fucked the Jean-Claude Van Damme from 2004. That would be tight. Just both in a split on the kitchen floor fighting for dominance. And then there's penetration. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
That's a big game, man.
And if you've listened to the podcast before, you know exactly what time it is because we end every episode the same fucking way. It's time for the Unfiltered Music Reviews. I do this shit on Instagram, on Facebook sometimes, on Threads sometimes, but I'm doing it right here because some people don't like to read, they like to listen. And I got you, homie. I got you. New single by French deathcore band Huracan just dropped, titled Parasite. God damn. This gotta be one of their best songs, period. That whole last album, pretty fucking solid. This one blew it right out of the water. I mean, the drumming, in my opinion, is the star of this show. I mean, instrumentally, they killed it. The guitars shredded, the vocals were just ear-piercing, highs, lows, all that on fucking point. But the drumming was fast, it was clean, it was aggressive, it was consistent the whole fucking time. This is an easy A+ from me. New single by Maybe Someday just dropped and can you please stop? I was trying to handle y'all for a while now, and I was like, you guys are just Sleeping with Sirens light, and I'm not even a Sleeping with Sirens fan. And now you gotta do this whole bullshit with auto-tuned vocals. Bro, this sounds like T-Pain talking about a chick he met in 8th grade and still being sad over her. Stop. Please. I beg you. Instrumentally, this is solid. Vocally, I want to run into traffic and not make it out on the other side. Then I guess it kind of evens out to a C- or something. This was a rough one, homie. It was rough. The band
End It All from Australia. They just dropped 2 songs at one time, and I love everything about this. Instrumentally, this fucking rips. Vocally, I don't normally like reverbed vocals and yells and stuff, but this worked for it. It worked for the tune. It just felt like something like you're recording in a hallway almost. It didn't seem like forced or like out of the vibe of the song, but like really, really good. The guitars were so good in this, and I didn't think I would like this because I'm very picky with my metallic hardcore bands. I like everything to be a certain way, and this strayed from that, and I still fucking enjoyed it. Overall, I'm giving this a solid A. Just because it's not exactly what I go for, and I was thrown off a little bit, I'm not going to give it an A+, but I will give it a solid A. New album by hardcore band Bleached to Death, and instrumentally, again, I will say this is great. Made me want to bang my head, made me want to fight bitches, but vocally, I couldn't. I just couldn't. I don't want to say it's the vocalist, but it might be the vocalist, or it could just be the mixing of everything. I don't know if they did 2 different kinds of mixing, like went to 2 different places, or if the vocalist mixed himself, or if they were given instructions. I don't know, and I don't want to throw the band under the bus for it, but one of these things is not like the others, and I liked everything, and I did not like the vocals, so I'm thinking it's the vocals. It's not. It doesn't suck. It's just a mismatch. So I have to just, dwindle that shit down a little bit. I gotta give it a B-. It was good. It wasn't poop from a butt like maybe Sunday, but it was okay. B-. Potential. There's potential there. And finally, new album by my homies Dead Awake, in what just might be their best album yet. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of their single. I don't know how, Iggy Bid, or just a bunch of letters that mean nothing. I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of that track when it dropped, but coming to listen to everything, song after song after song, like in concession with each other, seeing how one branches to the other, I respect it more. I mean, vocally, he killed it on this. Every song that has his vocals on it, fucking murdered and left on the side of the road for the buzzards. Drumming was incredible. Guitars were incredible. I can't hear the riffs as much as I would like. This was more of a noisy version of Dead Awake. But this version I fucked with. It sounded really, really good. So I gotta give them that thumbs up. This is another solid fucking A from Dead Awake. I think everything that they've put out, I've given them a solid A. That's just a fucking testament to how good they are, dudes. So go through all of this. Find me on social media. I will be providing links on Threads and on Instagram and on Facebook. You can check that shit out for yourself. I tried to play a little bit of something while I talked, but words get over the sounds, gets jumbled. So check out the socials. Just Plain Filthy 666 on Instagram. Just Plain Filthy on Facebook. Now, I said Just Plain Filthy is back, and we are going to be plugging some shows that I got coming up for the brand. We don't do these too often, but we had 2 opportunities next to each other. So these are probably the last 2 JPF events of the year. Let's fucking get into it. July 10th at Thirsty First in Lowell, Massachusetts. We are blending hip-hop and metal with 2 metal bands headlining. We got Kusozu
from Night of Filth 2. An Inconvenience Store, my homies that we used to book back in the original JPF days, they are headlining this shit, featuring me, Kill Murray, Burnharm, Worm Food, and my boy J Vibe. It is completely free, so come out and pack this motherfucker, because it's gonna be a rager, guaranteed. And then August 28th, we got Night of Filth 3. This one is fully JPF, and it's branded as such because these bands are fucking hitters. We got Deceptions, we got Arms Like Teeth, we have Euroda, we have Southgate, and we have the debut of Play for Blood. But alongside those, we got myself, Kill Murray, we got Dying Star, and we got the wordsmith himself, Aaron Brown, and tickets are $15, so come out to Bungalow in Manchester, New Hampshire, and support local music, local vendors, and a great fucking venue with the best sound in the fucking game. With that, I bid you farewell. I will see you next week, maybe with a guest, maybe not. We'll see how everything goes, but it's been real, and I'm glad to be back. Peace.